The decorations are going to be a little bit different this year because we have this issue going on in our front yard. And so that is city easement, so it's not technically ours, but there's a really good chance to fix this. They're going to have to tear up the end of our driveway and possibly go all the way towards our tree and everything. So normally we fill out the entire yard, but with this we're gonna have to keep everything closer to the house, because if they have to take the tree down to fix that pipe that goes all the way under here, we don't want all our decorations to get ruined. So it's still gonna be a lot, but it's gonna be a lot in a much more confined area. But good thing is, I told Bobby, I'm like, realistically, this just kind of looks like Halloween decorations, so it works. So if you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't already guessed, Halloween is one of our favorite times to decorate outside for the holidays. We are huge into Halloween and Christmas. Absolutely, me and my husband's two favorite times to decorate. So we have collected over many, many years. We've been together now for 14 years, these Halloween decorations. And every year we just add a little bit. And as you can see, it gets to be a little over the top, but is exactly what we enjoy doing. So we always start with like our anchor pieces, which is our very large pieces. We figure out where we want them in the yard, and then we start building on that. I highly recommend, though, if you're like, oh, I would love a display like that, start now. 1 or 2 pieces every single year. Like I said, this definitely was not something that we've collected over just a quick period of time. This has slowly gotten larger and larger as the years have gone by, and just budgeting for a couple pieces every single year. But we love doing this so much. I've always said, like, when I look back at holidays, because my family was always really big into decorating for holidays, I don't remember, like, the gifts and things like that, but I remember the feeling that my family put on for the holidays, and often a lot of that had to do with the decorations, the cooking, the activities like that are the things that I remember. So that is why I am so passionate about doing things like this for our kids, because they may not remember what they got that Halloween or what they got for Christmas or what they got for whatever, but I can promise you they're going to remember these memories and how Bobby and I made the holidays feel in our home. I would love to know in the comments what your guys' favorite holiday or season, because seasons are often really fun to decorate for. You guys know I love decorating for fall in our house also. But what is your favorite time to decorate? Because I know it varies from person to person. I will say Christmas is my favorite. Even though we do love Halloween, Christmas is by far my favorite time to decorate. I always look for that Pinterest-worthy Hallmark style Christmas, but we love it all. We just like changing things up. I think that's why I like, when it comes to my regular decor, decorating more neutral. Is when you get bored of something, it's so easy to change it up, and it's so easy to decorate for the holidays. I love being able to do that. This witch, though, is absolutely one of my favorite decorations for Halloween. It's so cool because it looks like she's just floating there. I still don't quite understand how it doesn't tip itself over, but I don't care. I love her. Those cutouts on the house we actually did last year. So if you're curious about those, literally Bobby just bought me some plywood and I traced out the different figures. So we have the chainsaw guy, the headless woman, and then we have a reaper on the other side. Painted it black and then stapled some lights behind them, and they are one of my favorite decorations this year. That's the other really cool thing. There are so many cheap DIYs you can do to decorate. So even if you're wanting to decorate and you don't want to spend a lot of money on some of these really big decorations, plywood is not that expensive. So if you have a saw and you have some plywood, and even if you aren't super artsy, you can make like DIY projectors and just trace it out. But these are some of my favorite. This Reaper right here, this is the one I was talking about. So much fun. And every year we really enjoy being able to change things up. As much as that sinkhole is a pain in the butt, absolutely a pain in the butt, we're still dealing with it. Still don't know what's happening with it. And with these different hurricanes and stuff, I don't know when they're going to be able to deal with it. It kind of forced us to change our decor this year for Halloween, because normally we do the entire yard, and we had to keep it a lot closer to the house just so that if they came out and needed to work on it, that they had their space. But it worked out really well because it made us change things, move it around, and make it completely different this year. You don't have to go out and buy brand new every single year, even though, like I said, we like to add a little bit every single year, but you don't have to completely change things out. You can just move things around and change it in that way, and that can make the biggest difference in the world. It's actually one of the reasons why I don't like going back and looking at previous years, because honestly, when you have this much stuff, it's really easy to forget, like, oh, how did I set it up the year before? But I don't want to remember. I love being able to change it up, move it around, and make it completely different. We did get some new stuff this year that we did not put out, though, because one of them has to be under an overhang. So our plan was to set it up in an area that just didn't work this year because of us having to move stuff around. But we will be setting it up for Halloween, for trick or treat. We also love on the day of trick or treat, like, we always have it really fun and set up. We hang out outside. The kids trick or treat. Sometimes my parents and stuff come over and we make it a whole party. I'm actually really excited though, because it sounds like our neighbors love to do stuff like that also. And they've got a little girl. So they have been so great, by the way. Like, our new neighbors are so sweet. When they heard that we had Athena, they had sent over gifts and stuff, and I was not even expecting it. Like, you guys know, I am a homebody. I'm an introvert. Like, I haven't really met the neighbors that much. Bobby, though, is an extrovert and has definitely met them, and I just thought it was the sweetest thing that they sent stuff over, and, like, we know each other, but not that well yet, and it was just very, very kind of them. But Bobby was saying how they're really into the holidays and stuff as well. So I think that's going to make trick or treat even more fun this year, because at our last house, Halloween was always almost like a block party at our house. Everyone had kids and stuff, so all the neighbors set up stuff. We hung out, played music, kids trick or treated. So we're trying to make that more and more this neighborhood. And we have noticed over the years that we have been here that every year it gets a little bit bigger. And I have to say, I do think it is because of our decorations, because our first year we got almost nobody. And then last year was even bigger. And I'm really, really hoping that this year we get a good amount of people as well. The trunk or treats are fun, but like to me, that is not nearly as much fun as going around and actually trick or treating. So I love that it seems like every year it's getting a little bit bigger and bigger, and more kids are coming out realizing that, hey, these people are doing stuff, and then our neighbors are following suit. I absolutely love that. I also love that when we decorate, like, it is a family affair. Everyone is out and helping and playing with stuff. The kids get to kind of move stuff around the way they want to. It's fun to just do it all together as a family. Obviously, Bobby does a lot of it on his own when it comes to outdoor stuff, mainly because I'm doing, especially this year, I'm doing it in between Athena needing me, which lately has been a lot. Yesterday, I pretty much could not put her down. She has been cluster feeding so much. But when we can all get out here and just kind of work on it together, it's just something that I know these are going to be memories that the kids have, hopefully when they're adults, and can pass on to their kids as well. Oh, and if you're wondering how long this usually takes to set up, so this normally takes us about a week, because there's certain things that we can set up pretty quickly on day one, but there's other things that take a little bit longer, making sure the lighting is set up correctly and the small things, and then obviously wiring. Bobby, though, is always the one in charge of wiring stuff. I am super excited, though. We have been working more and more with getting more solar-powered lights and things into our display to make it so much easier, because if you decorate a lot, you know, often the hardest part is figuring out the wiring throughout the yard, not wanting to trip breakers or how many extension cords you need, all of those different things. We did decide this year, though, that since the everything was so much closer to the house, that we were going to have to utilize the roof more. So Bobby decided that our big spider webs and spiders would go up there this year, and I think it looked so cool. So we just got these LinKind smart solar spotlights this year. These are awesome because, like I said, we are trying to work more and more with solar. But what I liked about these is they are a solar powered smart light. So they come with a availability to connect to an app, which has dozens of preset light shows to give off that perfect spooky, haunted Halloween atmosphere that we love having in our yard. I had a lot of fun going through each of the different settings to figure out what I thought worked best for us. My favorite setting was the Ghouls Glimmer. I liked this one on the house when it came to our setup, but you can pick whichever one works for you. And there's so many more than just the Halloween presets that you can go through and figure out. But I liked the simplicity of just going into the Halloween ones and trying each one of them out to see what I thought worked for our display the best. But then they also have the option where you can have them on a timer to set up to go from like 7 p.m. till midnight, dusk till dawn, or motion detected, which is really, really cool. I will definitely be using these year round to light up our pathway. But during the holidays, Halloween, Christmas, all of those, they're going to be so nice just because they add this just awesome ambiance and glow to the yard that, let's be honest, you can't get without the right lighting. When it comes to decorating, lighting is key when it comes to outside of the house. So these just work perfectly for that. It's definitely going to be something that I'm going to add on a little bit more of these every single year to really build up the atmosphere of the front yard with solar power. They have so many other products that they offer, but these are definitely the ones that I was the most excited about for our front yard and just lighting up this entire pathway in all of our gardens with the gravestones and different Halloween props. Oh, and you can add sound to them so that the lights sync up to music, which is so cool if you like the automated decor and music throughout your holiday season as well. Love that. And they are weather resistant, which obviously is very important if you're going to have them out all year like we plan on doing. I do want to thank LinKind for sponsoring today's video, and all their information is going to be linked in my description box below, so definitely go and check that out if you're looking for something to add to your display, if it's Halloween, Christmas, or like I said, just year-round lighting up your house. It works so well. Bobby also just loves using the jug of fake blood on everything. I swear, we are definitely not the cutesy Halloween house. He loves it creepy. And when he put up this inflatable, he's like, oh, he's a Axeman. We got to have him behead one of the skeletons. He just absolutely loves this stuff. I will say, though, it is every year that he's like, like dreads putting it up, like the thought of it. But once he gets into it, and he loves it so much. You can usually tell because he's shopping for holiday stuff every single year. So I know it's one of those things that it's a lot of work. Do not get me wrong. But every single year, once it's done, we're always just like, okay, this was awesome. Like, gotta do it again. We do the inflatables. You guys know I love more of the like all day type decorations, where inflatables we do have up during the day, but not like all the time. You don't want to have them running all the time. Oh, we love this guy. We got this guy our first year down here because we have Biketoberfest here in Daytona, and we were like, okay, we have to get the motorcycle because we always have this set up right around Biketoberfest when all the bikers are in town, and we always get hundreds of bikers that drive past our house, and we thought it's just perfect to add to it. A couple other new things he got this year. He did get, I believe from Walmart, this Chucky doll because he said he needed something to go under the arch. But the biggest thing was Pennywise, and I'm not usually into the clowns, but we have decided if we have to live with this giant sinkhole in our front yard that the city has taped off, we might as well work with it than against it. So Pennywise by the drain just made sense to us. But now I'm going to share with you guys all the afters. I wanted to show you the daytime with the fog machines and everything, but honestly, this becomes magical at night. The at night afters are where this all comes to life because like I said, it is all about the lighting. Now, we do not have the fog machine going every day, all day. Obviously, that would get a little out of hand. But usually, like sometimes on the weekends, we'll turn it on when it gets busier, especially around like Biketoberfest. And then actual trick or treat, we have these fog machines on, and they just add so much to it. I will say though, Bobby this year got new fog. It was like a long-lasting heavy fog. Highly recommend if you're new to fog machines getting that one because it lingers longer and it stays more to the ground. Where the other one definitely, like, they all blow, but it would like get really like smoky instead of like that foggy ambiance that you want. All right, and here you go for the at night display. Like I said, you can't beat it at night. We also have things that you just don't see during the day at night, like our different projectors we have. The one we put last year on the garage, we actually put on our fence this year because our new neighbors actually added on to the fence because they fenced in their backyard, and it's worked out perfectly. This is on every single night, and it goes through multiple different videos. We have our singing pumpkins, the witch, the ghouls, everything, and it just plays at night, and just, I love it. I love the at night. When you add everything together, it just makes it so perfect. You definitely have to let me know. When it comes to Halloween, are you into the cutesy Halloween or the creepy Halloween? I actually posted a reel the other day, and I was laughing because Freya, who loves the Halloween decorations, got scared by a spider, and some people thought it was mean that she got scared by a spider. But it's funny because my kids love it. Like, they love the jump scares and all of those things, even though it sometimes scares the poop out of them. But I know it also depends on person to person. We love the creepy, scary. We have some cutesy stuff, but we love it, and the kids absolutely love it. As you can see, they're always helping us out and out there working with us, and this is just the way we love to do it. So do you like creepy or do you like cutesy? Also, those skeletons hanging in the jails, that's another DIY we did. Like I said, don't count out doing some DIYs. Those skeletons were pretty cheap, and everything else to make that was from the dollar store. It was literally laundry baskets, some black spray paint, and chains from the dollar store, and they're one of my absolute favorite decorations. These witches with the cauldron is another one of my favorite. Over the years, some of them don't work as well when it comes to like their talking portions, but I still love the way they look and the way Bobby set up the one of our fog machines to go in the cauldron with the light to make it look like they are doing their little thing. I love that. And then you guys know we need some of our large ones. That ghoul is actually 15 feet. Our skeletons are 12 feet skeletons, but that guy is 15 feet. So they are massive. And then my other favorite one, which is another just DIY. It's funny, some of my favorites are these DIYs, but these cutouts, you see them at night with the glow behind them, and it just lights up the whole house. And now having the spotlights throughout the garden that's lighting up the fog and the gravestones and everything, it just, I love the way it all comes together. These skeletons are Bobby's favorite. He's just enjoying putting different beer bottles and stuff with them. He just thinks they're funny. He, as much as he likes the spooky, he also likes to add jokes throughout our display. And usually that are meant more for adults to understand. So he calls these our hillbilly skeletons, and he loves them. He absolutely loves our hillbilly skeletons hanging out on the patio, having a drink. One thing people always ask is how our neighbors feel about our decorations. And I have to say, no matter where we've lived, and we've done this in 3 different houses, our neighbors have always loved our decorations. Like, always come and complimented us. And now here, because we do live on a little bit busier of a road, I have to say it is literally all day that we have people stopping, pulling into our driveway, taking pictures, all the things. And it's so much fun. Like, as much fun as it is for our kids, I also enjoy the neighborhood really getting into it and enjoying it as well. Because obviously, if you had neighbors that didn't like it, it wouldn't be as much fun. We'd probably still do it. But it's a lot more fun when everyone in the community really enjoys it and gets involved in the whole process of the decorating. We definitely have a neighborhood here that doesn't do as much decorating for Halloween. Christmas is a different story. A lot more people decorate for Christmas, but Halloween, we are like one of a handful of houses on our block that does anything. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know a lot of you guys were asking when we were going to put out our Halloween decorating video, because you guys know we go out every single year. And unfortunately, with the hurricanes and stuff and the sinkhole, this is definitely out a little bit later than I normally would like it. We normally like to have all this set up so that for all of October, we can enjoy it. But no matter what, I am glad we put it up this year. We did put out less inflatables this year. We actually have more decorations that we normally put out. But the storm systems this year, with us not knowing what's going on with them, it's had us a little bit more cautious. So we put out some of our smaller inflatables and things that are less likely to get ruined by wind or easily taken down because of storms. So definitely usually go a lot more crazy, but I have to say I am not disappointed at all of how any of this turned out. If you've made it this far in the video, you guys truly are my true MVPs, and I would love if you would just leave me a happy Halloween in the comments below so I know everyone that made it this far. Also, do not forget to check out my description box down below. Even if you don't decorate for Halloween, if you decorate for Christmas, or you're just looking for something to give more light to your house, the LinKind solar lights are perfect, and you gotta love that they are solar. That to me is the biggest thing. Having the smart lights and be solar and Bluetooth available, that's amazing. And that is all linked in my description box below. But I will see you guys next time. Bye.